3, 2, 1. And you guys are in hell with me on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. LtM'Argy.
That's actually not helpful.
Me and
When I
you
talk about understanding, I'm
have
talking
got the
about
galley.
I understand who you are to your core. I know you potentially better than you know yourself. Like I see through you, and I
Me and your
know
little mummy
genuinely
have got
why.
the galley.
What led you from birth to make that specific decision? I'm not talking about what you thought was going to happen if you made that decision and what you wanted to happen and how you felt that day. No. I'm literally talking what the fuck is in your soul that made you do that to me, monster. To anyone that's ever wronged me, right? And same goes for me. If I've wronged someone, what was in my monstrous little soul that made me do that? And I have to understand when it comes to me specifically. I also noticed, just side note, that I am much more inclined to feel angry for myself than I am for anyone else, which is very interesting. But anyway, I digress. I was thinking there's a lot of instances where I come to the conclusion of forgiveness almost before I even think the situation through. And I was wondering if I do that, I'm asking you guys, I was wondering if I do that because I don't want to feel what you just tried to make me feel. You just tried to make me feel betrayed, hurt, lied to, small. I don't want to feel those things. So I am just going to look at you as a person and understand who you are to your core, and then I'm going to essentially dismiss you because there is no point then worrying about anything you did when I understand who you are, because it's only ever about you, right? Once you understand that no one's actions really are about you, they're about them, it makes life just a lot easier and less painful. But I was just wondering, like, there's a relationship from like 4 or 5 years ago in my life now that I still feel strongly about, that I still...
What you need to do now is cook. Yeah, it's all set up. I'll set it up.
When I think about what
You're good at preparation.
I get defensive and I get scared and I get angry. Not angry, but something goes up in me, like some heightened emotion, you know? And I don't necessarily even feel sad about what happened because it did, you know, kill me. Like, it's okay that happened and it's whatever. And I appreciate every learning experience I've had, and I appreciate every right and every wrong.
Yeah, it's me and you
still makes me scared. Like when I think about it, when I have to explain it to someone, like what that person did, what they make me feel, I still feel the same emotions that I felt back then, just to a lesser degree. But then there's situations that are newer in my life where I'm like, I mean, looking at it from an outside perspective, this may qualify for years of anger and years of pain, potentially, from the memory of this. And it's true, it might, but I don't feel those things. And I was like, why? And I wonder if it's because I'm just trying to, like, not go through the healing process and be like, I'm just gonna choose to not give a fuck. Or if it's because I just understand more now as an adult. Like I see people a little bit more clearly and just like can't do anything about you being you, you know? It's just, I'm just gonna walk away. Like I don't know what it is, but I what happened in my relationship like 4 or 5 years ago, I so deeply didn't understand, and I so deeply was wrong about who I was dating, and that's what fucked me. I was like, I hate that
That's a horrible thing.
I don't necessarily hate the things that you did.
Deeply wrong architecture is another horrible thing that's so annoying.
Now I'm losing my mind and I think that I'm like literally an idiot. And then there's things now where I'm like, what you did, I should be so angry, but I'm just not, because I just didn't understand and I can't get any other way of it.
From to serve, shit.
About a month ago now.
Shit, what?
You guys will see eventually. I just can't picture just what it is, but it was really fun. I was thinking we were having a really interesting conversation initially. I can't even remember the question of this was, but for some reason we got onto the topic of like understanding people. And I basically just had like, if I don't understand someone or understand why they act in a certain way, then it will be my mistake. I will understand. No matter how much time it wastes of mine, no matter how much energy I have to put in, I will fucking understand. But I will understand. And I will see you and I will take your soul and then I will not like that, fucking hell. Put myself to rest. No. I will be at rest. I will be at ease. You know what I mean? Once I get it, I get it. Okay. Let's go for a moment. I just needed to know. And I don't know why I feel like that, but I do. And I think the reason I've been able to just not be angry at this phase of my life, when realistically I do have some things that I probably could be angry about, is because I understand versus the thing that happened to me like a good few years ago now with my other ex. Like to this day, I don't understand. Like, I don't know why. And like given her like an element of forgiveness in the sense that like I don't hold it against her and I wish her the best, and I genuinely just attribute her to a lot of situations that like you were young and you were just stupid, you just made a mistake and whatever. But knowing that versus feeling that is different. It's like I saw on TikTok, right? I saw this thing on TikTok and it was like maybe he's evil, maybe he's evil. And that struck a chord with me because I think it's really hard to acknowledge how young you are when you're young. Like even me right now, I don't feel like I'm super young and naive, but I know that in 5 years I will realize that me right now is so young and naive. And same as when I was 18, I had no idea that I was young and naive. And yet, now looking back, I was so young and naive, you know what I mean? And so I think it's hard when you're done wrong by someone in your age bracket. It's hard to acknowledge that they are young and naive at the time because you're the same thing. And it takes like years of perspective to be able to look back and realize that that 18-year-old who broke your heart was not evil. They were just 18. And sometimes they were evil, don't get me wrong. Some people are genuinely just fucking horrible people. But like a lot of the time it's just going to be the fact that not 18, you know? And it's unfortunately it's just that fucking deep. Like that's literally they were just 18, you know? And I can attribute that to why certain people make certain mistakes and hurt me in certain ways. Fine. But it doesn't actually bring me to a place of peace because I still just have this body response to like being almost afraid. Like yeah, I still kind of understand like what forgiveness is. Is it from a place of understanding someone so maybe you just can't possibly feel away about it? And that's something you have to like practically look at really and get to that. You have to know genuinely what people ego have and you have to feel strong enough that whatever they did to you have to do it. That's so cool. But understanding forgiveness.
And welcome to lecture 27 in the philosophy of specialist communications with other peoples. With LtM'Argy, the little money, and me in the galley, Big Clive, Nyback and the young lieutenants, LtM'Argy leading Port Line. Let's go.
My mom is a spiritual lady, and growing up, she taught me this one perspective, okay? And she said that she believes that everybody has a soul, and she has a purpose, she believes everyone has a soul, and that before you come down to that, you have a conversation with your soulmate, and that you have many soulmates, so that people travel throughout lifetime with you. You have conversations with them. In this lifetime, I would like to learn this kind of pain or this kind of happiness. And I would like you to be the person who in this pain on this you in turn can learn the experience of being this kind of bad or this kind of evil or this kind of this like you get to pick up this role and learn that role and I get to pick up this role and learn this role and in the next lifetime I'll be yours. You know what I mean? Like it's just a learning thing and you just go through life with various soulmates and you just have all these experiences and I don't know what the grand mission of that is. Maybe it's to know everything ever. Maybe it's I don't know. Like I don't we never got to the bottom of why. It's just that was always what my mum said. And I don't know if it's always the way to think. And obviously I think it among many other things that I think and believe. It's not the only thing I believe. But it always helps me to understand that if someone is successful somehow destined for you, and that this specific person taught you this specific lesson, for you to learn. And as painful as it might be, and as unfair as you may think it is, perhaps that's what was taught you in this life, you know? And maybe the next thing is to I don't know, but it's like the thing and so in a way I always struggle to say at the end of like sentences because I always feel like what if I just always am like at the very least if souls are real and I'm inclined to believe that they are, then I feel like they're inherently innocent and all just on a day. And I don't personally, at this point in my life anyway, I don't personally believe in like an eternal bliss. It doesn't resonate with me at this point in my life.
I'm going to bring the camera over. Get a bit of detail.
So, yeah, hang on, I'll bring the camera
Over, bring a bit of detail. So, that's a
And so I kind of hold other people to those same standards. And if there is such a thing
where we're at. So that gears, phenomenal, caution. So big, yeah. So the idea is to bring together stuffed peppers again. And the next we'll get tomatoes. Oh, we're going to wrap them like up tortillas, yeah, that's right. Stuff them with some pates.
Your last life with your daughter,
Many days,
she got
happy
sick as a
days.
baby and you left her in the woods to die.
Many
You put her
happy
under a
days.
tree, wrapped
Many-
her up, and for some reason you had to hide her there, like she was sick or something, and you would return periodically to feed her until she died, something like that. But the point of the story was I died alone and cold under a tree in like the fucking dark ages. And it was just interesting because in this lifetime, as a
Many
baby,
happy
my
days.
mum would
Happy
have to
hunting. Show you a picture of it. You'd like to see one, wouldn't you? This trick, Maddie, and they go over. You know? Wow. And tricky.
But what was
Job
it?
done.
I did something earlier and I was like, fuck me, that was actually my
And cut.
musical, like, right there. What was it? I don't know what it was.
I think we need to. And then, yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I worry when I don't get angry and I don't get like it's not to say that I don't get hurt, because I do. But when I don't get like angry or like in any way like self-defensey when people do me wrong, sometimes I'm like, I think it's just a sign that I'm just growing and I'm just like releasing my grip on people and like, you did me wrong, that's on you. It's really nothing to do with me.
You're only 24.
I have no interest in caring. Like
Everyone grows
that's
at that
literally
age.
not wrong. And I'll deal with the hurt
Essentially what
therapy.
people
But
do.
there's no need for me to feel any type of way about you anymore. You know what I mean? Like just literally
Sure,
just
no,
fuck
there
it.
isn't
That's
any-
nothing to do
No,
with
of
me.
course
And
it isn't.
I think it's partly that, which
It's not
is just
important at
growing
all,
up.
is it? That's,
And I'm very grateful for it. But
Yeah,
then also
no,
sometimes I
it's-
wonder if that is
seriously.
also a way of me
you've got
being
talent
like,
and you're
I
honest.
genuinely cannot afford to feel this in its entirety, and
Just
cannot
you being you
afford
is
to
fine,
be
you know?
angry, and so I'm just gonna skip that whole step of healing and just go straight to forgiveness. Maybe it's because we're fucking spirits and we're soulmates, and you were here to teach me you know, to fuck around and find out this lifetime, and that was my decision and I got it. You know,
Yeah, you've got it.
or
Yeah,
if I'm
that's
just
the whole point.
pragmatic, like how I find this grown,
You've got it.
or if
Like your little mummy's got it.
pain,
Like me and your little mummy have got it in the game. Yeah. There we are.
Like, what is it in me that's making me so
That's it.
different in my
Think everything
reactions
else
to
now.
just people in general?
The first
And it is
part of it.
everyone, by the way. Like, there's
So we got
been
our
other instances of
took
people where, like,
turns.
they've
Yeah,
just
Patsy.
done things. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you for doing that?
You
Like,
just
that's
leave
so
it for
fucking
now.
annoying of you that you just did that.
Yeah, I'll just cut
But,
that. shall I?
like,
I'll
that's
do
my
that.
reaction. When 3 years ago, it would have been an average of 3 months of me being like,
How's the pork climb going, Madeline? Clive.
I don't know. You just did it. You just did it. I don't know why. Okay? It's your problem. But I hope that it's not because
Thanks,
I'm
Sistine.
avoiding
Thanks,
any kind
Sophia.
of feelings.
Thanks,
But
Jen.
it also
Thanks,
could be
Scarlett.
because
Thanks, Laurie. Thanks,
really
Chris.
and truly what I should do, rather than asking my podcast listeners, is probably to get a therapist, because I know you guys remember I used to have a therapist, and he was like this little old man, and I loved him. I loved him, and he was great for me at one point in my life. But when it got to the point where it was like me just desperately trying to explain to him what Instagram is, it was just a little bit benign. At that point, I was like, I fear that we might be reaching our expiry date here, because it's just like I feel like my therapist doesn't really need to understand my job, but they also kind of do, because I just feel like there's a lot of contextual understandings that like go into everything I'm saying that I just kind of need them to just get, you know. And probably a man in his late 70s was not my finest pick for someone who can therapize a young social media user like myself. You know, it was probably actually like maybe if anything irresponsible of me to be talking to a man about some of the things I was talking to him about, because I just know he's not gonna get it, and it's just kind of dumb. But whatever, I loved him. He was so smart. He genuinely was. I loved him. But like, I went and I found myself a little younger woman. She wasn't even young. She was like 50, but it's good enough. And she just got weird. Like, she was just kind of like hyper fixated on my job, and I was like, I don't know why it's pissing me off, but it is. Like, my job really doesn't fucking affect my mental health that much. Like, if anything, I just need to like, you know, lower my screen time and like maybe pick up a hobby. I can figure that out by myself, bitch. I'm trying to talk to you about like, I don't know, my one night stand. I'm like, please, I want to go sit with you, and she just oh my god. Because I've talked about this very, very briefly before. My mother has a disability, and I actually posted a TikTok of her recently. First time I've ever posted my mom. And it was a little bit of a like a nervy moment for me, but my mom does have a disability, and she has always been so capable my whole life. As far as like baby me was aware, my mom was able-bodied, and like she was amazing. Like, she met my entire class when I like first went to school as a kid, so that they were like weren't like, you know, staring at her and like asking me questions. She like came in, she like made herself known, like she explained everything in like a kid-friendly way. Like, so amazing, and like I just never had to deal with any opposition from anyone, like be it at school, be it in public, because my mom just was like taking the initiative of like, let me do that uncomfortable part so that my 5-year-old doesn't have to.
I'll just reduce that
Amazing, she
now.
shouldn't have to do that, but I'm very grateful that she did when I was younger, and she didn't have any like needs. Like, I didn't have to do anything that a regular kid did. I was by no means a parent at any time, and we lived a very, very good life. And the only time I was ever aware that my mom had a disability is we were like very sometimes that we want to feel, you know, around people that we don't usually know, and that was
Try and get loud in your microphone, everything. Try and get loud. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Try and get loud in your level. I can't hear. You're supposed to listen to every word. Oh, serious.
Yes, but other just stresses that come with having like parents that are aging in adulthood anyway. Yeah, like it's no fucking different. Like I'm just worried about both my parents as they get older. Like they're not old yet, but like that's the feeling I have. And I feel the same way with my dad, who's completely able-bodied. And I just try and verbalize to them, like, don't fixate on this part of my life. I'm genuinely trying to talk to you about something real that happened to me, which is like, my dad was a nightmare for 5 years of my childhood. Come on now, let's talk about the real things. And then they'll just sit there and like fixate on the fact that like my mum has like an upper body disability, an upper limb deformity. And I'm like, bitch, it's so annoying. And then I've also had therapists fixate on all the wrong kinds of things, like work, my mom. I've had them fixate on the fact that I'm fucking bisexual. Genuinely, get a grip, okay? How about we talk about the time that I stole someone's iPod and found basically porn on there when I was 7, okay? How about the time we talk about the fact that I listened to like a sex tape when I was like 7 years old because I was on someone's mum's fucking iPod on a school trip and I listened to the entire thing and it traumatized me for life. How about we talk about that? Alright, stop fucking bringing up my mum's arms. Like, so annoying. Like, there's real issues here and I've been struggling to find a therapist who doesn't do any of that. And it's so frustrating. Because like I could give you the pointers of where things were drastically wrong with me. Okay, the guy know where they are. Stop detouring.
Just went away for a few months. In fact, he used the same piece of taxes.
I listened to pornography at 7.
He switched the fridge off before he went.
How about we talk about that?
That's that for now.
So annoying. But I do need to keep therapy, I think.
No, you're fine, Madeline.
I fear that
Yeah, I think it's time you're fine.
I need to seek professional help again. Because I'm honestly pretty
You're on
disappointed in my life right now.
and you're
I feel like
leading
I'm
it.
very happy. I feel like I have good friends. I feel like I am actively enjoying my life and I feel like I am...
I don't think there's a therapist halfway up here when it's VD and it's all leaps of faith. I don't think there's going to be a therapist there. There's Steve sneaking out the other
Bitch, go to therapy. Like, this is
I'm
great.
Steve.
Crash and burn. Like, for example, I genuinely feel okay. I feel like I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm supported. I feel like I have good things in place for me, and I feel like I'm okay. But sometimes my body has to remind me, like, just put me through something that was
Are
really
you all
good.
crazy?
Like, okay. But
I
there's
don't know.
actual
It's
consequences.
lovely and mouldy
There's
out there.
actual
That's it,
consequences
isn't it?
to extreme emotional
No,
distress. There's
not too
actual
extreme.
consequences
That's proper penicillin.
to
Yeah.
having that
I've
much
got
go through
bacillus.
your body at once. Like,
The
you
highest
can't,
order.
just because you are happier
Spirit
now,
healing.
and just because
That's
you
proper
are
mould,
having fun, doesn't mean that the
So,
trauma
why do you think
from
cheese
what
tastes so
isn't
good when it
still
goes
within your
mouldy?
body.
Well, so
But
does
yeah, I feel
pate.
like my body has ways of reminding me that, like,
Oh, I'm cooking it.
slow down, bitch. I'm actually
Right.
still trying to catch up. And I forget that
I'm overcooking
I just
it, really.
forget that I'm an organ sometimes. Like, I genuinely, it's so easy to forget because, for
Since
one,
you're
I'm pretty
anxious.
sure that my youth is invincible. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to age or grow up in any way, even though I already have aged and grown up, you know, since I was born. So I don't know why I think that that's not evidence that I'm actually not exempt from the effects of time. But regardless, I'm still pretty sure of the fact that I will just be literally youthful forever and that my body will never feel the effects of any stress I put it through and that I will just wake up and happy. I don't know why I think that, again,
Yeah, that's good.
it's stupid, but sometimes I just have to remind myself that I'm in an organ and that organ needs taking care of, and even if I'm happy and even if things are okay, even if I come to a place of fucking forgiveness because I'm pretty sure that souls are all innocent and that I'm still my soulmates and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
It doesn't change the
noticed
fact
you.
that you had an inhumane amount of cortisol in your blood 3 weeks ago and it's still there, and that your blood pressure is insanely high, and like that you, it doesn't change anything, bitch. Like you're still gonna have to deal with the
Right
repercussions.
into the oven, should we go?
Can you really bend reality to your favor, or is it just an illusion?
Yeah.
Maps out the energy difference of time, space, matter, and events. By studying these components and how they
What do you reckon,
interact
Jen?
with one another,
We'll take it. So that's the saucer, right? The pepper tomato. It was really produced enough for it in the oven, yeah? Yeah. Alright.
by understanding the principles of human, not just walking
I
strategic
reckon it's okay to
your life and
put it in
controlling
the
your
oven, yeah?
destiny.
And that's
I'm also
the
going to be training about human future and growing life soon. If you want to understand who you really are and what you can do to become the greatest problem-solving version of yourself, click the link. I'll also be giving out full
skip it,
downloads.
That
man.
you basically put yourself through. How does that work? Even work? Like you're still gonna have to deal with it. You know, even if you're happy,
Right, so
your body is still gonna struggle.
it's
Because
basically
you're in a
isn't it?
stressful
Oh, it's
situation,
two
and
legs.
now you have to deal with it. So that sucks for me.
We'll come back
I
to
started
that.
taking
We'll get forward.
medicines. Maybe therapy's next.
So
I
that's
started
it.
taking fucking gummy
So,
vitamins.
thanks,
Yes,
Madeline
yes,
Moshi.
yes, yes, yes. And I started
Thanks, Moshi.
taking
Thanks, Lieutenant Moshi.
collagen too. I'm such a
Thanks, Lieutenant
vampire.
Ortega.
I lied
Thanks,
to my
man.
teeth to you guys just then. I haven't started taking
Ortega
collagen.
family, yeah?
Purchased
I can
collagen
tell. You're her
to
brother.
start taking.
Cool.
I have yet to take any.
Thanks.
But I have it.
Madam Moshi, see me?
I wasn't expecting it to be like a capsule.
I reckon we got
powder
supper
you're, like,
sorted.
putting in your water. Yuck, yuck. So need to do that.
Yuck,
Need to start
yuck.
taking it at some point.